Now, all the elements of my lunch may look quite different, but inside me, most of it gets converted to one thing: sugar. In fact, specifically glucose. So what is it about sugar that's so special? Well, sugar, all sugars, are only made of 3 elements: carbon, like charcoal; hydrogen, the most abundant element in the universe; and oxygen, the giver of life. Realistically, inside our own bodies, we actually don't get much from the hydrogen or the oxygen. But like a coal-fired power station, we use that carbon to produce stacks of energy. For centuries, mankind has sought out the best sources of this carbon-rich sugar. And for most of that time, it was honey. Now, back in 9th century China, they thought that the properties of honey could temper the fiery nature of sulfur and saltpeter, and therefore produce, when cooked together, the elixir of life. Now, unfortunately, the ancient Chinese got a little more than they bargained for. Now, this comes from a book called The Classified Mysterious Way of All Things, and it is described in the book as a recipe that must never, ever be made. At the moment, it's only the water in the honey that's holding the temperature down. Whilst that water's there, it doesn't really get much above 100 degrees, but after that, the sulfur and the saltpeter start melting. And then the whole lot gets a bit sketchy. Many a Chinese alchemist lost the roof of their hut doing this. Carbon from the honey's sugar, the sulfur and the oxygen from the potassium nitrate are now so intimately mixed and hot, they're going off like an incendiary device. I don't believe there's any way of putting these things out once they start up. It's clear to see what a great source of energy the sugar's carbon provides. This early Chinese experiment led to the development of gunpowder. And even today, sugar is still the fuel of choice for a great deal of amateur rocketry. More important still, its chemistry and energy density make it a vital component for almost all life on Earth. But it's probably worth being a little respectful when you know that something you're eating is essentially rocket fueled.